Ben Vault, what's going on? Callis, what's going on now? Leroy, what's up? Please hit that like button. Got 13 people in the building. Come on, bless me with them likes. It's that Mike from Florida. What's going on? Real quick, everybody. If you're not a member of the New Wave by ANA Facebook group, go ahead and join now. Just go to Facebook, type in New Wave by ANA. You're gonna see this logo. It's gonna have an ANA, my ANA logo right there in the middle. Go ahead and join today. I appreciate that. Who's this? Hold on, let me pull my. Who's that? Ultimate Auto Spy. Appreciate that, man. Let me go get my glass. I'll be right back. Weatherspoon, I see you. Weatherspoon pressure washing, man. What's good? I see you, big dog. What's up with everybody? Tijuana, Mexico. What's going on, Miguel? What's up? I see you.
Get your business insured in 10 minutes or less with Next Insurance. Cool. What's next? Tell us what you do. What's next? Select your coverage. Awesome. What's next? Pay online. All done. What's next?
Troy Lynch, what's
Get
going
unlimited
on?
certificates free of charge. Oh yeah. What's next? Get your business insured instantly online with Next Insurance.
Yeah, I saw that. This for you, Alvin.
Go to
This whole
next-insurance.com.
live is for Alvin Cooks, man. I ain't trying to put you out there, but that was a good question. Everybody always. That's the thing that everybody struggles with. Is prices. That's major. A lot of people ask me about prices, and a lot of people can't answer that question just right off. It's gonna have to be it may be a lot of research or a little bit of research for them to answer that question for you. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assist you in taking the necessary steps to get the answer to your question. Like I can't tell you like what to charge because that means I'll have to actually get into your business. Like I'll actually have to know like what are your bills, what's your overhead, like your demographic, your state, your city, your area, what services you're gonna be providing, what do you want to make, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people don't they don't ask themselves that. They don't ask themselves what they want to make, and that was a mistake that I did when I first started doing this. I didn't know like when car washing. I looked at it as car wash. You know, I didn't have. It wasn't a difference for me. Car washing and detailing, it was all the same to me. What's going on, Sharon Webb? But it was all the same to me. I didn't care what I didn't care the difference between the two. Um, me growing up in the area that I grew up in, people was washing cars for 10, 15, 20 bucks. I mean, to this day, there's some places that you can go and you can get out inside and out for 20 bucks. Now, I don't know how good of a job they do, but they get business and they've been open for a long time. I've seen, crazy prices like that. And so when I started my business, I just copied what I saw. I was like, okay, 20 bucks. So I said mine was going to be 20 bucks, but I knew I had to be a little bit higher. So I didn't do 10, 15. I started at 20. I didn't know that I was undercutting myself at the time. And I didn't ask myself, how much do I want to make? What's going on, Eric Jones? We got EQ in the building. But I didn't know I never asked myself how much money I wanted to make for me. You see? And a lot of people, that's where they fall short. You're getting so caught up into what people are going to think, or if you're going to lose customers, or if you're going to lose customers, or if customers are going to be like, oh, you too high. You're going to get that. I don't care what price you charge. Any price is going to be expensive to somebody. Okay? Now, I remember maybe last year or the year before last, this lady, she saw my truck. I got decals on my truck. She saw my truck. She said, how much do you charge? I told her 45. And she said, she was like, oh, that's too high. And I'm at $65 for that same package now. I was at 45. I'm at 65 at that package now. She said 45 was too high. When I was at $20, when I was at $25, people were saying that was too high. And that was for a small SUV. And they said that it was too high. So there are going to be people that's going to say you're too low. There's going to be people that you're going to say that's too high. Okay? But the thing is that the question that he asked me is, Alvin Cook said he doesn't want to be too expensive. Okay, so, but what is too expensive? You see, when you say something, ask yourself that question. Like, really ask yourself that question and listen to how it sounds. Like, just be honest. What's too expensive? Like I say all the time, they make $1 million cars. Is that too expensive? Is a $1 million car too expensive? Well, somebody can afford it. And with somebody with 100 billion, $1 million is not expensive. You understand what I'm saying? So it depends on the demographic and what you're offering. But again, I'm going to say it again. You want to know how much you want to pay yourself, how much you want to make. If you want to make $100 an hour, then you have to be creative and set your prices up to where you're going to make $100 an hour. If you want to make $50 an hour, you got to do the same. Okay, but to somebody, your prices are going to be high. Hold on for a second, guys. But to somebody, your prices are going to be high. So don't worry about that. And again, what's too expensive? What does that mean? I'd rather someone say I'm too expensive than to say I'm not charging enough. Because trust me, you're going to know when you're not charging enough, because guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a lot of calls. You're going to be working like a dog. And the money and the time is not going to add up. But to figure out, what your prices should be, after you figure out how much you want to make an hour, you have to look at what the competition is charging. Believe it or not, you may not think this, but there are some mobile detailers in your area. I'm pretty sure there's a mobile detailer in your area. What you do is just go to Google and search mobile detailer near me. Mobile detailer near me. And a group of people are going to pop up. Go and start researching those businesses. Some of them are going to have websites. Go to their website, see what they're charging. All right. So what you're doing is when you're looking at all these different companies, all these different detail businesses, you want to look for similarities in the price and similarities in the package. All right. Because somebody may call their full detail the gold package. And somebody may call it a full detail. Somebody may call it a deluxe. Somebody may call it a basic or maintenance or bronze or silver or platinum or whatever, you know. So look at the services and see the similarities and try to compare the prices. So if you keep seeing that a simple wash wipe down in a vac goes for, let's say it goes for $50, and you see somebody else charging 45, another person charging 60, okay, your price need to be from 45 to 60, depending on how much you want to make. You see? So don't forget, I'm gonna say it again, don't forget to ask yourself, what do you want to make? Because I never hear anybody say that. Everybody would say, how much should I charge, instead of like, how much should I be making? Now, you know, just like what Joey C. Love with Detailing for Money, I interviewed him on here once. He said that he sets it up to where he makes $100 an hour. That's how he does it. It don't matter what he's doing, he sets it up to where he's gonna make $100 an hour. So I'm pretty sure he got creative with his prices. He made sure he had his prices to where no matter what he does, every time he leaves the house, he's gonna make $100 an hour. What's going on, Tolies? I'm talking about being too expensive. Like, the title is, are you too expensive? And I was asked by a subscriber that he said he doesn't want to be too expensive. He doesn't want to turn customers off by being too expensive. Well, you're going to be, like I was saying, you're going to be too expensive for somebody. Don't matter. You're going to be expensive to somebody. Somebody, like the other day, I had someone call me. She asked me, you know, yo, I want to get this done, this and this and this and that. You know, she wanted to, you know, she was inquiring about my prices and everything. So when I gave her my prices, she said, okay, well, let me call you back. Let me check with my husband. I'm gonna call you back. I know she's not gonna call me back. When someone says, let me check with my wife, let me check with my husband, that's just an excuse to get off the phone. She's not gonna call you back. So I assumed that she felt like my prices were too high. You know, and it depends on the person. Sometimes it's not how much that person is making. It's not how much money they have. Some people feel that it's just a car wash. I don't care how you try to explain to them that this is a detail and I'm doing this and I got my own water, I'm mobile, I got my own water, there's a service fee, that's this, that's that. You know, you don't have to explain all that to them. You don't even got to worry about that. You just keep it simple, you know. And I always practice how I talk to my customers. I practice it over and over again, and I always update it. Okay? So This is how I used to do it, which was wrong. This is what I used to do. They'll call me on the phone. You know, I answer the phone. A&A. Hey, how you doing? Do you guys do mobile detailing? Yes, ma'am. So you come to us, right? Yeah, I come to you. All right. Yeah, well, I need to get a detail. Now, here was me. When you say detail, what do you mean? And they'll be like, well, I just wanted wiped down, vacuumed, and this and this and that. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's a car wash, you know. And then I was doing all this damn talking, and I done turned the person off. Okay, so I just said, you know what? I need to reevaluate that. I need to make sure that I get straight to the point and give them what they want. Because when they're calling you, they want to know what you're going to do and how much it's going to be. So that's what you need to give them right off the bat. So over the years, I updated that. I made it better. I don't do that no more. So now when they call me, hey, you know, I answer the phone, A&A, hey, how you doing? Do you guys detail? Yes, I detail. Are you mobile? Yes, ma'am, I'm mobile. I'll come to you. Okay, well, I would like to get a detail. Okay, man, what type of vehicle did you want to get done? What type of vehicle do you have? I have I have a Nissan Rogue. Okay, so now when she said Nissan Rogue, I got three prices in my head. I got my maintenance detail package in my head for a Rogue. I have my standard, and I have my full for a Rogue. I already got it in my head. I got the prices already. So I said, okay, ma'am. My next question is, what all do you want done on the vehicle? And if they and I help them, what all do you want on your vehicle? Do you need any cleaning? Do you need any waxing? What about the interior? Do you need some shampooing? You got cloth seats? Or they got stains? This, that? Then they say, no, nothing that serious. I just need, I just needed it wiped down real good, a vacuum. You know, mainly my console area. You know, I spilled coffee. This. Okay, all right, ma'am. That will be my maintenance detail package. That package starts at $75 for that vehicle. Do you have any pet hair? Blah, blah, blah. No, this, that. Okay. And you get on with it. You see what I'm saying? Now, sometimes it may not be your prices that's turning them off. It can be your delivery that's turning them off. The thing is that most people that's calling for a mobile detail service, they know it's going to be pricey because you're coming to them. You got pet groomers that come to you. You got, I think they even got nail salons that come to you. It's going to be pricey. If you ever had a barber to come to you, it's going to be more than when you actually go to the shop. Some people already know that. Now, you do have some that want something for nothing, but by my delivery, the way I talk, they know I'm confident in my price, and the way I said, I'm not going down. And when they hear that, they just say, oh, okay, well, let me check on my husband, or let me check my wife. They get off the phone, and they're going to go try to find somebody else at a cheaper price. And that's fine. You're not going to get everybody. Everybody's not, the thing is in this business, you're going to have to get used to hearing no. You're going to have to get used to hearing, oh, you too high. Or you got to get used to that. That's what business is all about. Everybody, like when you go in Best Buy and you see something that you like, but it's too expensive. I remember the first time I said, man, I want some of those Beats headphones. I went in there, it was too high. You're not gonna be. It's gonna be expensive to you. Everybody, everything. Everybody has their limit. Everybody has their budget, and whatever that is, that's what you're gonna be like. Okay, this is too expensive. So the thing is there such thing? Like I said before, is there such thing as being too expensive? Let me hear your thoughts on that. Price just for a basic watch, and she said it was too pricey. H&M Auto Detail. I told a former co-worker, a price for a basic, just for a basic wash, and she said it was too pricey. Yeah, I believe that. I get that all the time. Everyone around here shops based on price, not quality. It's really silly for a service like ours. Car wash up the street for them. I went back to school, put tank in the back of my truck. Okay, I see you, Tim Fisher. So far, I haven't had anyone talk at my prices. And that was the family discount. Yeah, I mean, everybody, see, the thing is that you're going to have a lot of people that don't care about detailing. They don't care about the word detailing. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean anything to them. They don't know what it is. They just look at it as low. Just clean my car. If they used to getting $5, $10, $20 washes, and you telling them 60, 70 bucks, $100, they're not going to do it. That's not your clientele. Your clientele as a mobile detailer should be for people who are too busy to do it themselves, for people who want quality service, for people who wants to pay for that luxury. That's the people that you want to go for. And they're out there. You just got to find where they are. When you find a customer that's unfazed by your prices, if they say, "Hey, I need you to come do my car," and you said they'd be $65, they'd be like, "Okay, let's do it." Or they'd be like, "That's fine." If you tell them, oh, they want a full detail, and you tell them, 180, 190, 200, 250, and they go, "Okay, let's do it." Okay, so first thing you want to do is go ahead and clean their vehicle and get the money. Second thing you want to do is you want to get their information. You want to see if they're on Instagram, Facebook, and you want to follow them or be friends with them on whatever platform they're on. Then take before and after pictures or video of their work, of their vehicle that you did. Then you edit that video, put it out, and tag them in it. It don't have to be a video. It can be a before and after, and tag them in the post. And then in return, what they're going to do, they're going to be so happy, they're going to tag it, and their friends are going to see it. So now, people with money hang with other people with money. So what they're going to do is they're going to say, "Yo, look what I got done." And guess what? "Oh, I wanted to." How much? "I wanted to." And there you go. Now you're in her network. And you just keep doing that. And over time, you will build yourself up. It's just like Sporty. It's just like Sporty. Sporty spent years, using, different, like Living Social, Groupon for years. And he was getting in these nice neighborhoods. And he kept those contacts. He kept those contacts over like 6, 7 years. And those same people is rotating in and out, in and out. He's getting new people, and he still got that old people on the rotation. And he's been able to stay in business for years doing that. You got to get creative. Trust me, there are people out there that will pay those prices. They'll just look at it and say, "Come on." And some people expect it. Some people expect the prices to be a little pricey, a little expensive. Exactly. Yo, you said it. You said it. King's Deluxe Detailing, 8 times out of 10. The cheaper the person, the nastier the vehicle. And that is so true. Because, see, this is what happens. I learned this in lawn care. I actually learned that in lawn care. When this was my thought process. When I first started lawn care, what I would do when I passed out flyers is I would look around and I would look for a yard that was just a disaster. And that's where I put my flyer. Oh, they don't have nobody to do it. They need my service. And I would put it on there. And those people wouldn't call, or when they call, they wanted a very, very, very cheap price. So I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna do that no more. I just started putting them on all mailboxes and just giving them out to everybody. And I stopped doing it. And I started to notice that every time someone called me and their yard was a mess, they wanted a cheap price. But the reason why their yard is a mess or their vehicle is a mess is that they're too cheap to pay someone what it will cost to get it looking good again. So what they do is they search around looking for somebody to do it for cheap, and they never get it done. And another thing that happens is the car gets so bad to where they can't stand it no more, and they looking for somebody to clean it, but they don't want to pay the price. And that's what you're going to run into. And I'm telling you, I had someone like that last year. A lady called me. I think she was a nurse or something. She called me. She's like, yeah, I think she had a Toyota. And so she called me. She said, yeah, I need my car detailed. And I'm like, okay, I'm asking. She said she needs it shampoo, this, that. I said, well, you're going to need my full detail. Like, how is it? And I said, well, you know what? I'm not far. Let me come take a look at it. So I pulled up. I took a look at it. The car was a disaster. It smelled like, you know how when a dog stinks, the way the dog smell, that's how the car smelled. And it was pet hair everywhere. And the car was it was stains everywhere. It was just, and I gave her the price. I think I told her like it was going to be like $250 because I knew that was going to take me minimum 5 hours, maybe more. And so I was like, I told her the price, and she was like, "Oh, that's too expensive. Oh, this." I'm like, "Well, ma'am, that's." I said, "Ma'am, your car's in bad shape. Like, I said, it's no denying it. It's in bad shape. Like, that's what I'm gonna need to get it right. I'm gonna be out here for 5 hours. Like, 5 hours is actually almost your whole day. Okay, I'm gonna need 250. So she didn't want to pay the price, and I'm like, okay, fine. I will. And the thing about it is, in this game, you have to have the ability to walk away. Give your price. They don't want to pay. Say, okay, I understand. Let me know if you change your mind, and walk away. That's how you do it. They're gonna call around. They're gonna call around, and and 9 times out of 10 they're gonna find somebody that's gonna do it for way cheaper than you did. And hey, that's just how it goes. But the thing is, like Tony said, you don't wanna get in that network. You don't want to get that network of cheap people because you're gonna have a whole list. They're gonna be calling. Yo, you did her car for this. You did that car for that. And now you're working for cheap. Now you might as well go work, at a minimum wage job because that's what you're gonna be making after you spend, hours and hours on vehicles that you shouldn't be spending that much time on. Another thing too, you guys. I know most detailers are OCD. Most of us are. And if you see a stain, even though they didn't pay for it, because like let's say my maintenance detail, I'm not removing any stains. Whatever comes up with the white, with the spray and the white, whatever comes off, that's it. If and I'll tell them, listen, you got stains. Now I can remove these stains for extra this. You could get the maintenance detail plus this, and it'll take care of all the stains. And most of the time they say, okay, go ahead and do it. And sometimes they'll be like, oh, no, just, I just want that. Okay, fine. Now, as bad as I want to pressure wash those floor mats, those nasty floor mats, as bad as I want to pressure wash them, or as bad as I want to shoot some APC on them and scrub them and put steam on them and all that little gum that's stuck on there, now every now and again, I will get up little stuff. Like, let's say they got one stain in the whole vehicle. And the whole vehicle is clean, they got one stain. Okay, I'll get that one stain with my maintenance package. But if you got stains all over the vehicle, the headliner is dirty, everything, I'm not doing that. I'm going to give you what you paid for, and I'm going to give you your vehicle back and get my money, and I'm gone. When I started doing that, I started making more money. And again, just like Kings Deluxe said, the cheaper the person, the dirtier the vehicle. When I raised my prices, the vehicles got cleaner. Stop speaking on me. What you mean? Share with us, Sharon. But as soon as my prices went up, the cars got cleaner. Like I seldomly get a filthy vehicle. And when I do get a filthy vehicle, trust me, I'm getting paid for it. I'm not doing it for cheap. I'm not. So don't beat yourselves up over these prices. Keep it simple. Make it real simple. This world and this business and with everything is going on, it's hard enough out here. You don't want to complicate things that are not complicated. So just go, just simple. Go to Google, type in mobile detailers near me. It's going to be a list of people that's going to pop up. Click on the first one, look at their prices. Click on the second one, look on their prices. Write it down. Take notes. You could call them, ask them questions. Call them like you're a customer. Ask them questions. Write it down. And like I said again, you're looking for similarities. Look for similarities in prices and packages. That's what you need to be looking for. And then you just say, okay, this is the going rate. This is the going rate. Now if everybody's charging $250 and you say you're going to charge $500, then okay, you might be pricing yourself out of the business, maybe, too high. But trust me, it's somewhere somebody can afford $500 for a detail. Somebody can afford that. But it depends on your demographic. Right. Over clean. Exactly. You don't want to do that. Trust me. Because it's not gonna be good for you. Trust me. I've been there, I've done that, and I won't be doing that. That's the last thing I'm gonna do. If I do your vehicle, if you got stains and stuff everywhere, hey, I've done vehicles and the whole vehicle was clean, but the kid left a crayon in the back seat console, the cup holders, or in the door pocket or something like that. Okay, I'll pull the steamer. It's not gonna take me 5 minutes. I'll pull the steamer and get that out for him, just to let him know what I can do. And I'm not gonna charge extra for that. But again, like I said, you wanna make everything make sense. And I know it's corny, but if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Trust me. It gotta make sense. Don't mess your money up sitting up here trying to be a perfectionist. And them folks don't care. Trust me. Some of them people, you're gonna do all that stuff for them, and they be like, oh, thank you. Give you the money, no tip, and drive away. And you don't put your heart and soul in that car. And you care about the car more than them. No. Give them what they asked for. Give them what they paid for, and send them on their way. Trust me, you can find the higher end customers with extra quality work and price equivalent. Right. You definitely can. There's people out there For every price range you want to have, it's people out there. Now, getting to those people, that's another topic. That goes into advertising. But getting to those people, it's gonna take time. Sometimes you can just meet one person. You can meet one person, and that one person can put you to all those people. It's happened. It takes time. Exactly. It don't happen overnight. None of this is gonna happen overnight. That's exactly. None of this is not going to happen overnight. And that's the problem. A lot of people, that's the thing I hear. I'm having a hard time getting customers. Everybody has a hard time getting customers. You know, the thing is that like when you watch these videos, these videos, these YouTubers, YouTube detailers are putting out, like myself, Sporties, Tolies, and you seeing them, they always got something to work on. They always got something going on. Trust me, it took us years to build that clientele. It took us years to build that customer base. It took us years to get our name out there. And it takes a lot of work. It's not like, you'll ask me, yo, A&A, how do I get customers, clients? I'll tell you, hey, advertise. Put it on social media. Put it on Facebook. Google my business. SEO, websites, all that, right? And then you go and do it. You say, okay, let me go to Facebook. You go to Facebook, you put a little post out there with some before and afters. You put it out there. It get a few likes, and you don't hear nothing. And then you be like, man, that don't work. And then you stop doing it. Well, it didn't work because you stopped doing it. Everything. Right. Everything takes time. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens overnight. Like, I remember 2012, 2013. I started my business 2012. I remember it was maybe the end of 2012 or the end of 2013. And I remember sitting in my room, laying on the bed, and I was just thinking like, man, I had no work. It was cold. I didn't have that many clients. It was cold. I wasn't doing any lawn care. I didn't have any yards. Any cars, nothing. And I'm just sitting at home. And I'm like, man. And so I knew I had to do something. And so I just jumped on YouTube. Not YouTube. I jumped on Facebook. And I started running specials. I also got on my phone and I had my list of customers and clients, and I just started giving out specials. Now there's an upside to that and there's a downside to that. Because now if you start doing specials, then you're gonna have some people that's gonna say, well, you know what? I'm not gonna get my car done until he runs a special. I've run into that problem as well. But at the time, the means justify the ends. The ends justify the means. And I had to get something going. I had to get something popping. I had to get something circulating. And it worked. But then I did have a few people to be saying, I had like 2 or 3 people, yo, when you gonna run a special? But at the end of the day, it don't matter anyway, because I don't want those type of people anyway. And since I raised my prices, those people don't call me no more, because they got a price in their head of what they're willing to pay. And they don't care what the quality is. You can do good quality work. They're not going to give you a tip. They're just going to pay you what you said, and they're going to go about their business. So you want to make sure that your prices are right. And the question is, are you too expensive? And like Tony said, there are people that will pay that expensive price and tip you on top of that. Like the other day, okay, I have an ultimate detail package. Y'all can go to my website. I have an ultimate detail package. The first time I ever sold that package was last week. I sold that package for the first time last week. And the guy gave me a $50 tip on top of that. And he drove a Ford Focus. He drove a Ford. I got the video. I'll be putting the video out. But he drives a Ford Focus. Ford Focus Titanium. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, went up there, knocked it out. He was happy. He paid me. Matter of fact, he booked me online. And so when you book me online, you have to pay almost half of the. You got to put half of what the price is as a deposit. And he paid it. And when I got there, he paid me the balance and gave me a $50 tip on top of that. So you got people that will pay those prices. They expect it to be high. And like Tony said, good work, good quality work will eventually get you there. You just got to trust the process and put the time in. Because, you know, you got a lot of people, they be on their way, they got everything going, but it's not moving fast enough, and then they stop. And then once it stops, everything stops. You never know what it's going to become if you don't keep going. Right. Exactly. They don't care. See, here's the thing. Most of the time when you say they don't understand the difference between a hand wash and a detailer, is that they don't care. They don't care. Like, you going up here, you talking about claying and waxing, on top of them not knowing what it is, they don't care. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I never I never try to explain my prices. I don't do that. I'm not doing that. You want this done? Okay, you want to wash and wax? This is how much it is. You know, a wash and wax, it should be over $100. A wash and wax only just exterior, it should be over $100. That's my opinion. You know, it should be over $100. I know places like where Totally is, California, higher price. You know, their prices are higher because the economy is different from Mississippi. But at one point, I didn't think that I can charge what I'm charging now. I didn't think I can charge that. But I'm charging it now and people are paying it. And here's the thing. You'll be surprised. You're charging cheap prices. You know, your prices are right here, but your volume is to the sky. And you're working like crazy. And then at the end of the day, you don't have enough money. Trust me, you're not gonna have enough money to pay your overhead. When you buy chemicals, you're gonna see it's gonna be a big dent in your profit. You probably can't pay your personal bills if you're not charging right. You see what I'm saying? You gotta think about it. If you're full-time, you got personal bills and you got business bills. You got to pay both of them, and then you still got to have money in your pocket. You see what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing. When you raise your prices, it seems like the work gets easier. And now your price is up here and your volume is down here. You may do 2 cars a day and make $500, $600. Or if you're a workhorse, you could do 4 or 5 and make $1,500 to $2,000 in one day. It's possible. And your money is up here through the roof and your volume is down here. And that's what happened. I was working like crazy. But since I raised my prices, what it does is it gets rid of all the cheap people. When they see the price, I hand them my car, okay, they got it, okay, all right. They throw their car down, they drive off. Hey, oh man, I'm not dealing with this guy. This guy too high. And sometimes I like when they say it. It doesn't make me mad. I remember one day I was washing, a lady pulled up. She had the Bluetooth on in the car, so you can hear the other person that she was talking to. She pulls up. She was like, yeah, how much do you charge? And I told her, and this is because I went up several times. And I think this is like maybe I was at maybe maybe I was at $50 for a maintenance detail or $60 or something like that. And I told her the price. I think she had an SUV, so I might have told her hers gonna be 70 or something like that. You could hear the person she on the phone with, girl, he too high. You see? They don't care what you're doing. But see, the thing about it is they go to the car wash, right? The car wash is not gonna get the gas tank. You know, they're not gonna get the door jams. Possibly not gonna wipe the console. They're not gonna wipe the back window. You see? They're not gonna get in between the seats and up under the seats. You see? So, you know, they don't care about the difference. They just, all they see is you washing a car and they want the same price that the guy gave them 50 years ago. That's what they want. $20, $15. You know, if you want to work yourself to the work yourself to death, be my guest. But I don't, you know, I don't agree with that. Yeah, right. Cheap customers have cheap friends. It's the surrounding, it's the surroundings around cheap customers. They think alike, pay alike. Exactly. For full interior steam cleaning. What do you guys charge on a full interior steam cleaning? I'm 13 years old and I only detail in my neighborhood, but I only charge 20 on a 3-line SUV because that's my economy. Is that good? I'm making about 15 an hour. Well, you're 13 years old. I mean, that's good for a 13-year-old, but I mean, you can raise your prices. You could definitely raise your prices from 20. Uh, and when you say 3-line SUV, do you mean a 3-row SUV? You said 3-line SUV. So I'm guessing you said a 3-row SUV, which is a large SUV. And you can get more. They not giving you big tips. They taking advantage of a 13-year-old if they're not giving you big tips. But you can definitely move your prices up. But for a 13-year-old, that's good, man. A 13-year-old making $15 an hour. Why would you be worried? If you had to guess, Michael, how many cars do you see a day? How many cars do you pass a day? Just give me an average number. How many cars you see a day? $150 to $200 for full interior with steam. A bunch. All right. So can Mr. Clean Car Wash or whatever it's called, can they wash all the cars? I don't care how big their business are. There's no way they can wash all the cars. There's enough cars out there for people to wash. Someone told me that. I remember when I first started doing lawn care, because if you come down in my area, there are hundreds of guys driving around with trucks and trailers with lawn equipment on it. When I tell you hundreds, I mean hundreds. There's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't see a guy pulling a trailer with some zero turns or some walk behinds or even push mowers on it. Every time. There's not one day that goes by I don't see that. And I still get called. I still give out estimates. I still get new clients. This year I've picked up what? Like three new clients. I mean, sorry, 3 new customers already. So don't let competition worry you to the point where you want to lower your prices and do stuff like that. Because I give you another example. Don't y'all notice that everywhere, let's say when you go with their major dealerships, and I'm not talking about like mom and pop dealerships, I'm talking about major dealerships when they have like 300 cars out there. Don't you notice that it's always another dealership like right next door or directly across the street? Like when you go there, like that whole street, on each corner, that's a major dealership here. This is something Nissan, something Ford, this Audi, such and such Subaru. They be right across from each other. And you rarely see them go out of business. They may change names or somebody else may buy them out, but you rarely see them go out of business. They be there for years. Actually, competition makes business better, until people lower the price. When they start lowering the price, that's what messes everything up. Because when they lower their price, you lower yours, and you lower to the point where y'all run yourselves out of business. That's how it goes. But yeah, you don't want to go around doing that. But don't worry about that. You see what I'm saying? Like, only thing you do is do your research on them. Look at what they charge and what they're offering, and try to see what their quality of work is like. Most of those big car washes, man, they hit and miss, man. They hit and miss. Like sometimes the tires ain't done right, or the rims ain't all the way clean, or they missed a big spot on the side of the car, on the back bumper. They're not wiping down the back. They're not wiping down the back glass or the back dashboard. None of that. So don't let that bother you at all. Trust me, you're never going to be the only one that's doing a certain service or a certain business. There's always going to be somebody that's going to be doing it too. Someone going to be better than you. All right, Tony's peace. But everybody, it's going to be somebody that's better than you. It's going to be somebody that's just as good as you. It's going to be people that's worse than you. Don't worry about that. What's for you is going to be for you. Remember that. But like I'm telling y'all, I still got this flyer from the last live we had. They got my prices right there. Look at it. Those were my prices. This is my very first flyer. This is from 2012. Y'all see it clear as day. Those were my prices. And like I said, those are my prices, and that's where I started. What do you mean? How do you say it? How can I say I'm going to raise my price? What do you mean? How you say it? See? I don't know if it's fear, and it's okay. I'm not shitting on you or anything. But I'm saying, I don't know if it's fear or what, but it's simple. Hey, I'm raising my prices. That's it. I'm raising my price. Well, like, I don't know if you was here, if you was on my last live. What's that? Is it Xavier or Javier? Javier Pagan. Sorry if I screwed up your name, but I had a customer. But I'm gonna tell you how I met this customer. I met this customer during that time when nothing was going on. Like I told y'all earlier, nothing was going on. I wasn't doing any lawns. I wasn't doing any cars. I'm just sitting at home. I have nothing on the books. And so I said, you know what? Let me run a special. So I get on Facebook and I did a wash and wax special. Now check this out. My prices for cars, again, this is the flyer from 2012. My price for cars was $25 to $30, right? So I said, get a wash and wax inside, everything, $35. That's what I did. Now I used spray wax. I didn't hand wax, or I didn't use a buff. I used spray wax. So this person immediately, boom, text me, hey, can you come do my car? Yada 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 yada. I'm like, okay, cool. So I said, okay, cool. So I go do a car, and she paid me, right? No tip, no nothing. She paid me what I said. I went on about my business. So years later, I didn't hear from her again for like a few years. So years later, she called me and she said, you do lawn care, right? I'm like, yeah. So I go, she wanted me to trim her shrubs, lay pine straw. I said, okay. So I'm walking around, I'm looking at the beds, I'm seeing how many bales I'm gonna need, I'm adding everything up. I give her a price. She was like, well, can you do it for this? And the price that she no, this is the funny thing. I get done giving the price, and the husband goes, is that your final offer? I looked at him and I said, that was no offer, that was my price. And we go back and forth, and reluctantly, I went down on the price. Okay, so I go down on the price. I do the pine straw, I trim the shrubs and everything. All right. So years go by again, maybe 2 years go by. They call me back out to do the shrubs and the pine straw. And when you look at the yard, the pine straw hadn't been done since the last time I did it. And that was 2 years prior. So now this time, I'm like, okay. So they go, they say she does it again. She tries to go cheap again. And I told her, ma'am, I can't do that. So they go back and forth, and I said, okay. I said, well, listen. I said, it's fine. I said, this business to me, I don't take it personal. I said, but that's my price. I can't go any lower than that. If you need, I said, this is what I told her. I said, you know what? Shop around. If y'all change your mind, call me. So a day or so goes by. They call me and say, okay, you can do it. Because guess what? They shopped around, and the price was either more or the same. So I had to be the cheapest one, so they called me back. Or it could have been they had somebody that charged the same price or more, but they seen my work too, because I did good work. But I'm going to say that they probably called me back because I was cheap. So they called me back. I did the pine straw again. All right. So then she calls me and she said, hey, can you come wash my SUV? She has an Audi Q7. Can you come wash that? I'm like, yeah. She just want the outside done. So I gave her a price for the outside. I do the car, get done with the car. She looks at me and she says, oh yeah, next time I give you a tip. I'm like, okay. So now this lady is indirectly letting me know that I know that I'm getting over on you. So I go, okay, cool. So I told myself, the next time she calls me, I'm going to tell her that my prices have gone up. So she texts me. She said, hey, I was wondering if you could come out and you got time today to do just the exterior. So this is a pattern. She's only going to do the exterior because if she does the interior and the exterior, she doesn't want to pay that price. So she wants to pay the cheapest she can pay. I said, cool. So now I don't want to do any business with her anymore. I don't want to do business with her anymore because every time I do business with her, it's some type of a negotiation going back and forth. And I'm not doing that. So I said, okay, cool. I ain't gonna worry about it. So she called me and I told her, I said, hey, my price, just to let you know, my price has gone up. It's gonna be this price for that exterior wash moving forward. And she immediately was like, oh no, I can't do that. And I'm like, I understand. And you just move on. The thing is that you gotta not be afraid of losing a customer. Trust me, you're gonna find another one. And if that customer, if you go, because I used to go up like $10 here, $5 there, like over time. Like I never went up, like I never just jumped up like $50 like in one whop. Like I've never done that. But even if I did do that and I lose customers, oh well, I don't want those customers anyway, because guess what? Guess what you just did? You made room for all these new customers that's gonna pay your new price. And guess what? You're gonna go out there, you're gonna do a car, and you're gonna feel like, oh man, it just feels so right. And that's how I feel now. When I go out there and I do cars, and I'm charging the prices that I'm charging now, and I get done, I feel right. I remember a lot of times I used to do those cars. When I used to do those cars at this price right here, when I used to do these cars at this price right here, sometimes it didn't feel bad because the car wasn't bad. But if I got a bad car, I just felt like, man, that ain't enough money. So over time, I raised them prices. Don't be afraid to tell them. Just tell them, hey, you don't have to put out a text and say, hey, everybody, I'm raising my prices. When they call you for a service, say, hey, just to let you know, my price has gone up to this. And the people that's been dealing with you for a while, or that love your work, or don't want nobody else touching their car but you, they're gonna say, okay, come on, that's fine, come on. Don't worry about that. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I just wanted to help someone out. I think it was well, I ain't gonna even put his name out there, but I said his name earlier. But he got on here and he on one of my last videos, or one of my other videos, he commented on there and said that he doesn't want to feel like he's too expensive. And I really don't think it's a such thing as too expensive. Now, it's a such thing to an individual person, but overall, there's no such thing as too expensive. Everybody has a price. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their king, eagle, man, pope. I see. Everybody has their limit. It's some people, some people don't mind spending hundreds of dollars for a detail. And some people just look at it a car wash. But you'll be able to tell those type of people real fast. Like when they see you, like when they see you, like let's say let's use Sporty's for an example. When Sporty's pull up in his box truck and you look on the inside of that, you look on his setup, you look at all the stuff he got, it looks like he's going to be expensive just because of the equipment that he has. You see what I'm saying? When they see that, some people are not gonna even bother you, man. And if they're asking you how much it costs, they're not asking because they want a service. They just curious. They're looking at that and they're like, wow, that's a good idea. How much you cost? They just want to know how much money you make. But when your delivery and the way you talk, and mostly it's in the way you talk, it's your confidence, the way you put the information out there. Trust me. You put the information out there, you talk like you know what you're talking about, not all that extra fumbling and bumbling and, say what you're going to say. Trust me. People will say, man, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. You know what? I'm going to go with him. I'll go ahead and pay an extra this. I'll go with him, But y'all take that in consideration. My Instagram, I don't know if you're talking to me or not. What's that? MWHGMC. My Instagram is AA Professional Services. But yeah, everybody, man, if you're not a member of the New Wave by A&A group, go ahead and join it now. Go to Facebook, type in New Wave by A&A. You're gonna see this logo right here, right? And if you want t-shirts, go to my website. I got t-shirts. I don't have the black ones listed on the website right now, but I do have the gray ones. If you want the black ones, order the gray one and leave it in the notes that you want the black one, or go to my comment section and let me know you just ordered a shirt on one of my last video or this video right here. Go in the comment section, let me know you just ordered a shirt, you want a black one, and I'll make that happen. But look at this right here. It's gonna be the New Wave by A&A. It's gonna be my logo is gonna be in the middle when you see it on Facebook. The logo is gonna be right here, so you will know it's me. All right. So y'all go ahead and join right now, man. Thanks for everybody stopping by. Appreciate the love. Before we leave, man, go ahead and get my likes up. If you ain't hit the like button, I see you guys in the future. Peace.